Greetings, family. This is Dr. Kia. It is Wednesday, April the 13th, 2022, and the time is 3:01 p.m. And the title of this video is You Can Shift Timelines on Your Own If You Desire. You have the power within you to do so. So what made me think about doing this video is I have some friends who are panicking, who are upset and worried because they keep hearing about food shortages coming, because they're worried about inflation, and rightfully so. And they just hear the news about what's going on in Ukraine and geopolitical news that's going on all over the world. And so they get worried. They also hear about events like, mass shootings. I think there was one in Chicago recently, I believe, or was it DC? It was somewhere. I don't pay much attention to the news, so I'm not sure exactly where that was. But I want to encourage you that tell you that you can shift timelines so that all that doesn't even happen in your reality. And here's how. First of all, it takes having an abundance mindset. And when you have an abundance mindset, you're positive. You know that the world is beautiful. You know that there's more than enough on the earth. You know that the scripture says the earth is abundant and the fullness thereof. In other words, there's more than enough to feed people. There's more than enough peace, joy, harmony, love, food, water, clean air, and all that. We've just been kept from that information. So when you have an abundance mentality, you have a surplus mindset. You know it, you feel it, you believe it, you think it. Some people don't like the word believe, so you have to know. You have it, you know it by faith, you know it because you are sovereign and you have reign over your own life. So it doesn't matter what other people think, say, or do. You have sovereignty. So sov means over, reign or reignty, or reign means power or authority. So you have power or authority. You reign over your own life. When you have an abundance mentality, you know that you reign over your own life and that there's a surplus. So no matter what goes on in the world, you can do something about your reality and your timeline. So it takes that. It takes knowing you have an abundance. It takes having an abundance mentality. It takes knowing that you have sovereignty. And then it takes being positive. So positive, just the opposite of negative. Whenever you see something negative, you look for the opportunity. For example, I was with my friend the other day and he was saying, there's nothing to do in this city except for one thing. And it's horrible. I hate it. We have to all go to that one thing. I said, well, you could choose to look at it that way, or you can look at it as an opportunity to create something else for young professionals or even mid-age professionals. And he said, wow, I never thought of it like that. But when you have an abundance mindset, you're positive. You know you have reign over your own being and over your own reality. You know that there's more than enough. There's a surplus of finances and businesses and money and opportunity for you. So let me say this quickly. Those are the three things I want to say. Positive mindset, abundant mindset, understanding or understanding and understanding that you're sovereign, you have reign over your life. This is how you change timelines, or you jump to a positive timeline, or you cross over into a positive timeline. You have those abundance positive mindsets, and you make sure that you only allow things in your life that are positive, that are healthy, that are helpful. For example, I keep hearing people say that there's going to be a food shortage, or that there is a food shortage. Now, if you're a proactive person, it really doesn't matter if there were going to be a food shortage or not. Okay? Because when you are abundant and you're positive, you're also proactive. So you anticipate what could happen in the future. And the best way to anticipate all the scenarios of what could happen in the future is to read and to study history. Now, people have been telling us for years, especially your preppers, that things could get dismal. There could be a false flag events. There could be high inflation. The whole system is crashing. And I think they were coming from a place of warning us of what was to come. But even if those things are true, and they really are, that those things were happening, we saw it happen in some of our realities, you can be proactive. You can prepare. So if you hear that there's a food shortage, instead of getting worried or angry or fearful, you say, this is an opportunity for me to prepare. You buy organic heirloom seeds and you start planting fruits and vegetables for yourself and your family and your communities. And or you align yourself with community farmers who are already gardening and farming to make sure that their communities are healthy and eating well. So there's more than enough. There's no way the creators or creator would have created or manifested this planet and humans without making sure there's a sufficient amount of food, water, and resources for us to thrive and survive. But we have to do our part. So as sovereign individuals who have control and reign over our own lives, knowing that we have power, knowing that we ourselves are co-creators with the Creator, we can take advantage of these type of opportunities by planting food, by farming, by co-opting, by making sure we have relationships with what are those people called, the Amish, or with the farmers who are already doing the work. So you're proactive. Additionally, you make sure you only surround yourself around positive people who have high vibrations, people that think affirmatively, people who have an abundance mindset, people who will only focus or mainly focus on what's good the goods that's going on in the universe or in the multiverse. Surround yourself with those type of people. Listen to those type of videos. Listen to positive music. And of course, when you do that, you also have to think about the things that are negative. So shut it off. Any negative media, any negative people, any negative thoughts, any negative music, any negative vibrations, turn it off. And what will happen is you will see that all the things that's affecting the masses, it won't affect you, because you will have created a completely different timeline. It's kind of like on social media. On social media, you know how sometimes you'll get on and you'll see negative thoughts and negative news. That's because the people who are on your timeline, they are concerned about that, and they're forwarding that type of information, those memes and those articles. So once you click on social media, you become influenced by what they're speaking about and what they're thinking and what they're sharing. And so sometimes in order to get rid of it, you have to purge your timeline. You have to purge your friends list so that you won't be influenced by those negative thoughts and negative media. Likewise, when it comes to your real personal timeline in your life, you can purge yourself from negative thoughts, negative people, negative media, negative influences. But you have to know that you have the power to do it. You are sovereign. And then do it. And then do it. So a lot of things that people are influenced by or affected by, it really doesn't affect me. I didn't know about the mass shooting that had just occurred. I didn't know anything about it. But once I heard about it, I just said a silent prayer or just sent positive thoughts and went on about my life, because my life is consumed with joy. My life is consumed with peace. My life is consumed with loving on my family. My life is consumed with planning ahead for the future, for my future generations, for my posterity. My life is consumed with wealth generation. My life is consumed with figuring out how I can feed my family wholesome, healthy meals. My life is consumed with smiling, being positive, sharing happy, joyous thoughts with you, with my friends, with my family, and with all those who are around me. That is how you and I are able to shift our timeline, by taking accountability for our own lives, for our own future, for what our own thoughts, and for our own actions. Okay, so you can really, really have a positive timeline and a positive life simply by having those things that I talked about, an abundance mentality, by being proactive, and by knowing that you are sovereign. So you see, when you know that you have complete control over your actions and your thoughts in your life, you'll do something about it. You'll take action. So you know it, and then you take action. You're proactive. You look at all the scenarios that could happen and you plan ahead. And then even if you don't know how to plan ahead, or you didn't know how to plan ahead, you still will not allow yourself to be influenced by the negative thoughts and negative things that are occurring, because you have an abundance mindset. And with everything that appears to be negative, you see a positive within it. You look for something positive. You look for opportunities. And that's all I wanted to say today. There's so much more I've been wanting to share with you, but I've been spending time with my family and just really, enjoying life and focusing on the things that I can control, which is my own life, my own thoughts, my own actions, my own reality. So some people are still in 3D. They're still feeling fear and afraid and worried. We don't do that, because we are positive and we have a positive mindset, and we know that the Creator is in control and that we are in control, because we are sovereign beings. I love you. That's it for today. I'm picking up my granddaughter. I'm always in the middle of something when I come on YouTube. And then YouTube took down my video where I talked about how we heard maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe 11, 12 days ago, we heard a loud crashing, sound like a thunder times 100, but it was long. It was a loud blast in the sky, and we saw flashes of light come through the house. The light and the sound shook our house, and several people in the city of Jacksonville said they felt the same thing. Well, in that video, I also talked about how things were changing, and timelines may have been shifting, how that could have been a solar flare, how who was coming back, and how things that were going on behind the scenes that were nefarious at the ballots were wrong, and how that is coming to light now, and how number 46 will be taken down. I said all that in my YouTube video, and I got a YouTube strike, and they took the video down and gave me a strike. So some things you're allowed to talk about, other things you're not. So I said, well, I'm just going to take this as an opportunity to focus on family and not be too concerned about YouTube. So that's all I wanted to say, is you have the power to shift timelines. You don't have to wait on the Galactic Federation of Light. You don't have to wait on the Creator. You don't have to wait on anybody. You shift it in your mind and with your actions. Okay, you have that type of power. Once you do it, you'll feel so peaceful and so relaxed. And if social media and mainstream media is getting on your nerves, turn it off. And that's how you'll control your timeline. I love you all. We know a lot of things is coming. A lot of things are coming out with number 46 and his son's laptop. So we reported that during 2020 time when we were all going to do the VOTE. Remember, we've reported that laptop shared a lot. We reported how number 46 was involved in the assassination of his first wife. And of course, everybody said we were hating on number 46 and that was false information. But you'll see, that news will come to light and he will somehow be removed. I love you all. That's it. Take care. Peace.